My personal collection of artifacts and relics has grown in diversity by acquiring many finds from my friend Gil Alberg. He is always finding something quite interesting and quite fascinating, and in this case he found 2 round lead seals that are from the Michigan Central Railroad, smaller around than a penny, but probably about 3 times as thick. Unlike wax seals that were used to secure and mark letters being sent, lead seals were used to apply an embossed seal to boxes, bales, and even boxcar doors to make certain that they had not been tampered with. While I've put in literally thousands of hours digging, these 2 specimens from Gil are the only ones I've ever seen, and I had to read that I have read that they are common finds around old abandoned railroad lines and depots, and I've been around a lot of them, but I'd never found any. The seals were actually produced using a handheld device which pressed the lead blanks into a seal which could not be tampered with unless the tampering was evident. As near as I can tell, these 2 seals were from the Michigan Central Railroad using the mark MC, which appears on these 2 seals from Gil. The Michigan Central was incorporated in 1846 and established rail service between Detroit, Michigan and St. Joseph, Michigan. Michigan Central eventually became part of Penn Central and later Conrail. I have no idea as to the date of these 2 tokens, but am guessing it would be 1880s through 1890s. So while I cannot tell much more about the actual lead seals, I'd like to share with you a little more background on the Michigan Central Railroad itself. According to Wikipedia, the line between Detroit and St. Joseph, Michigan was originally planned for 1830 to provide freight service between Detroit and Chicago by train to St. Joseph and via boat service on to Chicago. The Detroit and St. Joseph Railroad was chartered in 1831 with actual construction beginning on May 18, 1836, and beginning at King's Corner in Detroit, which was the name by which the southeast corner of Jefferson and Woodard Avenue was called. Continuing from Wikipedia, a small private organization known then as the Detroit and St. Joseph Railroad quickly ran into problems securing cheap land in the private market and abandoned the project was talked about. The state of Michigan bailed out the railroad in 1837. The now state-owned railroad company was renamed the Central Railroad of Michigan, and by 1840, the railroad was again out of money and had only completed track between Detroit and Dexter, Michigan. In 1846, the state sold the railroad to the newly incorporated Michigan Central Corporation for $2 million, and by this time the railroad had reached Kalamazoo, which is a distance of 145 miles. The railroad also operated passenger service mostly between Detroit and Chicago. Well, there's a great more to be said about the Michigan Central line, but I just wanted to present a little background on the company that used these 2 lead seals that I've shown you. There are a great many collectors of lead railroad seals out there, and a few of the seals got rather fancy in their design. While you are here, why not take a half second to click on the subscribe button so that you don't miss a single new program coming up on the Dennis Morrison channel. So thanks for stopping by. God bless, and have a great night.